Hey everyone, Wanderbots here, and welcome back to Kingdoms of Amalur. So, at this point, we're moving on to our final faction quests. The Winter Court. Specifically, the House of Sorrows. So we're going to be the King of the House of Ballads, the Chariot of the Thieves Guild, the True Blade of the Warsworn, the Archmage of the Mages Guild, and, I don't know, some kind of person of the House of Sorrows.
You have come. Whether to aid the house or rain punishment on the Tuatha, I do not know. That you are here is enough. To assuage your confusion, I am Bizarrain, King of the House. During your trials, I will observe and communicate to you through this medium.
Awesome, giant floaty eyeball!
Oh, kind of freaky. It would be super freaky if it could blink.
Yeah.
This is about you, of course. You are the only mortal to be given a chance to join the House of Sorrows. But do not think such an offer is given out of honor or respect for you. What drives me to this offer is what brought you here. Necessity. Through the crystal you see before you, it is not magical in and of itself, but a conduit for my own magic. All your actions will be known to me. Every word will be listened to.
Better watch what you say.
I'll just diss the crap out of him, left and right.
What you do is of no concern to me. What I hope to evaluate is what you are, to know how you might best help the house. I have locked the way behind you. The way forward is your only path out of these halls. I can tell you no more, other than that I will be watching.
Well, I just wasted an opportunity. Oh well.
What opportunity?
So there's two entrances to this. The backside of the cave, and the other side that we just came through. So what I could have done was actually just walked backwards through the entire cave, and then just started it and ran through, having to do nothing.
Unless he shows up at either end of the cave.
No, he doesn't. Like, I've already been in this cave. I walked through it.
Really?
Yep. I had no idea what I was doing, and I was like, oh, there's a quest in here just at the other end of the cave at the end. I wonder what it is. And then I saw him, and then booked it out of the cave before he could talk to me. Or actually, no. What I did was I talked to him, and then reloaded from on autosave because I knew that he was plot related. Anyway, you were saying?
It's interesting the sounds that the Banshee make. They're sort of like
oh yeah,
water, like
that's kind of interesting.
cooing. It's almost like the squeals of the baby T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
I'm trying to think of what else is it from. Oh, kind of reminds me of certain noises made by the wildlife in Dagobah.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of appropriate. Everything is.
Help me, mortal! The beast will kill me if you do not help. Beast roam these halls, mortal. Once these lands were quiet, gentle. Now they mean to kill all that tread upon it, even the winter fae. My people have lived in peace for decades, centuries. But now we're awash in war and corruption, and we cannot stop it. I do not know. The midden, it has been sullied. We've never feared such assaults until recently. Wait, what was that? It is here.
Oh, it's an Enton. So, it didn't quite strike me that she was wearing gloves at first, because she just looked like she had wacky, large sausage fingers.
She was definitely wearing gloves. Her skin was purple.
Yeah, but you know what? It was close enough that there was some amount of doubt in there.
Also, that guy is just some juiced up Etten.
Pretty much. Well, he's an Enton war priest. Haha! Gotcha!
Oh, like he just gave him a crotch kick.
Well, you know what? Nut stabs and cunt punches are the perfect way of taking out large creatures. Because their danglies are still just as vulnerable.
For goodness sake, danglies.
What? They're dangly. And vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, where did she go?
Deeper into the cave. she is a lifelong sadomasochist and prefers to put herself in the most dangerous positions possible because she really, really enjoys being a damsel in distress. Now we have to talk to the creepy eye thing.
So you have completed your first trial. Your actions spoke volumes, but your reactions are just as pertinent. You killed the creature that was chasing that woman. Why?
She needed help.
Tell me why I'm here.
The woman needed help.
Did she? What did you know of her plight? Of why the beast pursued her so? Perhaps her persecution was a just one. Do not ignore subtleties. When is a Fae a Tuatha, and when is one a child of winter? That answer might save a life or end it.
Ahead, you will find another trial. A Fae of sorrows, succumbing to an agonizing poison. In need of aid, no doubt, but deserving of his fate, we shall see.
Interesting.
More biggerts.
So, do you think this whole thing is essentially going to be like, these people are evil, you cannot save them?
Maybe. You still need to make me that Boggart plushie.
I'm trying to think of a game, maybe it was Knights of the Old Republic 2 or something, where...
Oh wow, that was a new move for these guys.
There definitely was a game where some sort of anti-hero or villain was like, look at all these heroic things you did and look at what they wrought. You actually brought more suffering than good. I'm trying to remember what that was from. Or maybe they revealed to you that the people you saved are in fact the true villains? I don't know.
I vaguely know of things like that.
I just can't think of one off the top of my head.
I do know what you're talking about, though, where they, like, try and point out the futility of your actions. More or less, you have to justify it as, it's like, I was still trying to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. Unlike you or anybody else, and your kind of nihilistic approach to things is a terrible way to do things. Let's talk to this poor dude.
Please, are you the mortal that Bizarrain has brought to aid us? The one he has promised? Thank mercy, I have been poisoned. But now that you are here, you can kill me. Please, end my suffering.
You could see his whole face.
The camera angle is kind of awkward, but I actually really like the tattoo on his face.
Who did this to you?
I'm not going to do that just in case it progresses stuff. I'm going to ask these first, because they almost never do.
What happened?
I do not know. It is some poison. In other times, the Fae would not be vulnerable to this. But we are weaker now. We are prone. I could have walked from this once. But now... Please, mortal. I know it's strange, but the Fae are not like you. Death is different to us. I will rise once more in time, but killing me will let me escape this suffering.
Now ask him who did this to you.
Yep.
I do not know. Everything is blurred. I do not even know where I am. It must have been him. He does whatever he cares with his subordinates. It was Bizarrain. He was meant to save us from the Tuatha, to preserve our oldest traditions, to protect the Winter Fae.
Bizarrain's evil. I feel bad for this guy, and they do supposedly reincarnate, but is there a way to cure him at
Doesn't
all?
seem it. Remember, this is also one of those where it's super temporary. Well, not super temporary, but like, we're going to leave this guy's room and that's going to be the end of it. There's probably not a cure hidden elsewhere, and it's not giving us the option to go find one.
I mean, I suppose if it's what he wants.
Because he said he'd rise in time.
But isn't this what Bizarrain wants you to do?
Well, he said if he deserves it, then he'll stay poisoned.
Oh, he doesn't deserve it. I don't know. I don't like killing people.
I don't know either.
Especially because Bizarane did this to him.
But like he said, he will rise in time, and this way he gets out of his suffering. If it was like somebody else and the death was permanent, maybe not. I don't know. This is the kind of ethical quandary I don't want to go into. Shall we go the Russian roulette style of decision making?
No, I do not like Russian roulette when it comes to decisions. This is important.
See,
and he's asking for it, and I normally wouldn't say yes to this unless there was no other way.
But it doesn't seem like there's gotta be a cure unless we talk to Bizarane. I don't know. It's one of those where I'd like to save in the middle of this and come back, but I can't. Well, let's do what he wants.
Oh, poor guy.
He'll come back.
Thank you for ending this.
Well, that was interesting. He just kind of
disappeared.
Poofed. And I'm sure Bizarane is going to say something snarky about our current situation, but whatever. You can deal with it, but like, look. No cure, no nothing.
I know. Just sad.
Yep.
At least we found out that guy is a snot monster.
Snot monster or just very, very removed from the situation.
Death is something you readily deliver, it seems. But did that Fae die as a result of your mercy or your barbarity? And you offered mercy. But he will be reborn in time to suffer another end, and another after that. You neither saved nor damned him. You merely spun the wheel. Death is a chasm that divides mortals from Fae. But you have tasted something of our cycle, and we Fae are quickly learning the cost of mortality. I am beginning to see who you truly are. The culmination of this trial is almost at hand.
Huh.
Oh, and Leonash's. They've got a nice design, even if it's kind of freaky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, I really don't like Crudox.
Not... Fuck it.
They open up their faces.
I mean, that's a cool design. I just don't want to deal with it.
And they have hand arms and legs.
I just don't like fighting them. Their, like, whole poison nonsense pisses me off.
Okay.
Got it.
It grabbed at you with all of its hands.
Oh, I don't think it wanted to die. Hey, I finished a side quest. I knew I shouldn't have just, like, done that intentionally.
Dangerous games. Okay.
Yeah, it was a quest given to me a while ago, but it's like, go kill X number of all of these things, and I'm just like, what? Okay.
Another person.
You have reached this chamber at last. The time of trial is over. No more apparitions, no more questions.
The House of Sorrows has always held a precarious position in this world, and now we hold on to it by the tips of our fingers. You think you have broken the Tuatha's grip on Cluracan. You have not. Even now, the Winter Fae and the House of Sorrows are subject to their malice. The House of Sorrows has always existed to preserve and maintain the oldest traditions of winter. We are the essence of these Fae lands.
The House holds an authority among the Fae that the Tuatha have always coveted. Now, they finally seek to claim that power for their own. We must conclude your trial. Ready your weapon. You are to strike me down. Because there are trials that I can observe from afar, and others that I must see at hand. We have reached the trial that I must be present for, if I am to test you truly. What you need to do and why you must do it are two very different matters, mortal. I deal in instructions, not explanations.
I hate that kind of view.
I'm going with the nope answer.
Nor could you have fought me if you had chosen to do so. What you see before you is but an apparition.
There he is.
Just like everything else.
Speak. Now that your trial has concluded, come with me. The Tuatha have yet to break down our doors, but I would not put that past them. The house is poised to collapse from the Tuatha's dissension and destruction, and I need one to help us.
Was any of that real?
Some. Your reactions were real, but the Fae with whom you interacted, Tybri, Kadarok, and myself, were not. They were but apparitions of the Fae you will come to know in this house. As facsimiles, the apparitions were appropriate enough, but I think you will find their real-world counterparts more complex. I know it is not the mortal way to test someone in a manner such as this. The beast, the poison, it was all done out of necessity. I did not need you to understand the trial. I only needed it completed. I do not have time for you to meet the struggles of the house unprepared.
Now, I wonder if any of the choices would have actually made a difference in the trial's outcome. Because none of the answers really seem to...
I have no idea.
diverge into one or the other.
Maybe it helps determine what card you get at the very end.
Maybe.
I don't know. Something to look up, maybe. But knowing this game, it probably had no bearing on anything apart from just making you feel like you're making a moral choice.
Then welcome to our ranks, mortal. The Hearthstone I gave you at the start of the trials will now reflect your affinity with us. Come, join me at the House of Sorrows. I will show you a world stranger than you have ever seen.
Ooh.
I'm the king of the House of Ballads, bitch. Get out of here. I know shit. Alright,
Hey.
let's level up. Yeah, so I can't put any more points into these. Yes. Okay, first, before I put any points into anything, I got an item that I want to use. I really should probably get rid of a lot of these.
Too many items.
Yeah, it's, I guess, kind of my...
Look at all those skill books.
Yep. See, I've used half of these. But a couple I haven't. This one, I believe. Yep, there we go. I just wanted to use that before I put points into things. So, at this point, we can put more into lockpicking, dispelling, or alchemy. What's this? I might as well go for that. Because all the other ones are kind of pointless to us. So we got 50... Ooh, sorcery. Yes. Because this means we can actually get our maxed out whatever thing. So I'm going to go for reduced mana cost. I'm not even sure how useful this is going to be. But I believe... What?
What happened? No card you want?
Oh, it's got to be 55 of both. Well, we'll get that on like the next level or the level after that.
Champion.
Yep, champion. So, damage received is mana. I'm looking forward to that. Harmonic Overload. Chance to produce elemental projectiles per kill. Actually, I want to look at what the other ones do. What happens when you get all the way down here?
That's a universalist.
Yeah, what do you need for that anyway? 37 in each. 3 to all skills. Wow. Damage resistance. Master of Arms. Oh, I see. Not bad. Not that interesting. I kind of like the champions setup better. What's Blade Master? Not bad either. But,
More of the physical aspect of everything.
Yeah. What's Shadowcaster? Guaranteed a critical hit versus enemies in panic. Huh.
So, essentially, necromancery?
Alright, I am perfectly happy with the way we are going.
Also, it's purple.
Also true. Yep.
Speak.
So, if I'd done this normally, I would actually be coming out through... Well, abnormally, I would be coming out through this door. Ish. Or no, I wouldn't. I'd be coming out through this door. I think.
That's the mid.
Yep. Alright, so we're... okay. So actually, we're supposed to go back and talk to him.
I have a task for you. Of late, there are many in this house who have come to view my authority with disdain. As such, there is need of someone unbiased by our house's history and the traditions therein. Someone such as you. We must move quickly. The Tuatha will not hold their strikes for long. Let us stop their next blow. You fail to understand. Although the Tuatha wage war with us, as they have with the Alfar, they do so by other methods. Our enemies are subtle. They target individuals, not armies. They strike at convictions, not cities. And by doing so, they can retreat to where we cannot find them. For all our years of struggle, we know only this: that our enemy is led by a Tuatha agent, Saturnin. He is the master of this shadowy coup. We cannot right now. He hides himself and covers his tracks well. But I have a lead which you will investigate with one of our delvers, Tybri. A tender, Catarak, has fled the house and killed a fellow member in doing so. I suspect Saturnin's influence, or perhaps that Catarak might be Saturnin himself. Bring Tybri to the body of Catarak's victim. Though dead, the sorrows will remain on the corpse. The sorrows can lead us to Catarak.
Are sorrows like memories or something?
Possibly, but Catarak was the poison guy from earlier, by the way.
I know, so both of the people we've seen before.
Tybray?
Tybray may have been the girl. Right?
Maybe. She never talked about her name. So you could be right there. We will see when we go talk to her.
He said that we'd meet them later.
Alright, so let's talk about some things.
Members of the house may choose one of two paths. The path of the Delver, or the path of the Tender. Delvers are those who commune with the sorrows of the living Fae and the recently deceased. They draw forth these sorrows and assume them. However, most Delvers lost their talent over these last few centuries. But our youngest, Tybri, shows some promise. To your kind, it is a celebration of war. But before your mortal corpses were hung there by Tuatha, it was the emblem of our house's duty. The most reverent corpses were placed not in the midden, but hung upon those boughs to show all of nature that we still revere our essence of decay. But like all things in these lands, the tree has been defiled by war. Saturnin took our greatest symbol and turned it to filth.
So essentially they're saying, we hang the corpses of our own people up there and, revel in their decay. Now it's been sullied by all of the corpses of our enemies.
That's kind of freaky.
My summer brethren embody the growth and progression of nature. As such, establishing the summer realms came easy to them. But the winter Fae bear the burden of regression and decay in their essence. Left alone, they would never be able to overcome such a weight. They could never unite. The house's founder, the Weeping King, took on their sorrows and freed them. We carry the burden inherent in the Winter Fae, so they can achieve greatness.
Got a lot of stuff to talk about with this guy.
Ask about the tenders.
I was just going to go down the list.
Okay, fine.
The House of Sorrows made a pact with the Tuatha. They would not interfere with us if we did not interfere with their war with the Alfar. Of course, the Tuatha did not trust us, so they insisted that a new king be appointed to the house, one agreeable to both parties. In the end, I was the one chosen. I was to be king. But in answering that call, I have been labeled a traitor by many within the house.
Maybe he is a traitor. Maybe he is Saturnin.
Or maybe, for some reason, the Tuatha think that they'll be able to bend him to their ways later or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Or maybe just nobody likes him, so maybe he will be imperious enough that everybody in the House of Sorrows just goes over to the Tuatha side because they're nicer.
He is the agent of the Tuatha, and though he bears their allegiance, his appearance is that of a Winter Fae. I am certain of it. I know little of him, but of me and my house, His knowledge is wide and deep. With every action, he reveals that he is merely toying with us. He is not a type of foe I am familiar with, for he does not attack outright. Instead, he instills fear and despair.
He's the only bald Fae we've come across.
Well, the Tuatha are also
yeah,
bald.
so he's the only one. Could be like his alternate personality. That would be crazy.
The Tenders are those sacred few who oversee the decay and decomposition of a winter Fae's body. They also oversee the midden itself. For like a body, the midden is a physical thing, a vessel for rot and ruin, that which is required for death to become rebirth. Finally, they once tended to the gallows tree, but that was before the Tuatha perverted it.
Okay, so there are two types of people in this society. The people that go to living fae and corpses and take sorrows from them. And then people that just make sure that the corpses decay properly.
Pretty much. They have a very bland society. Really, they're all just waiting around for somebody to die next, and then they have a big party, and then do a bunch of weird shit.
No wonder the Tuatha are like, let's take over the world!
Yep, pretty much.
Let's do something else!
They've got cabin fever.
The midden is the cradle in which our race of winter was fostered. It is a place of rot, of decay, a place where the House of Sorrows holds reign. The Prince of Sorrows once, but now, no longer. He wages a war against the Tuatha with little support but his own strength. Perhaps that is enough for him, but the only thing he will weaken is the house's morale. The Fa'Kelidae they call themselves. The Faithful. They take the Fae of Winter and craft them into an army. But they know little of true devotion.
That was a lot less backstory for the Tuatha than I was hoping for. Because there was that one Fae talking a little while back about how he used to be a jester. How the Gadflow was a jester. Which explains why his name is stupid.
But also makes you wonder, how could he be a jester if everyone in this society has to...
Yeah, there's not as much character development as I would like in this game for, like, anybody. Oh well. So anyway, that was like a gigantic exposition history lesson. And there's some kind of interesting stuff, even if these people freak me out. They need more skull motifs if they're going to be, like, the people of death and decay and whatnot. Anyway, this episode's gone on for a long time, so we will see you guys on the next episode of Kingdoms of Amalur, and we will continue with the Winter Fae stuff. Because, judging by this...
There was someone back in that cave that you could have talked to for a side quest.
For a side quest, yeah, but I'll get to that eventually.
Why would you want to go all the way back to the cave for it?
I can teleport back, but also I'm going to be doing side quests on my own time.
Of course.
As opposed to on camera, because it would be kind of a shame to pick up a quest that these people will never ever see.
Your pants are green!
Yep, I might actually be able to go fix that off camera. So, I think like I was saying earlier, we'll see you guys on the next episode.
See you then.
Tally-ho!